You guys already know who it is, your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. Today, of course, we're going to talk about another great financial topic. My goal is always to fuel your financial future and give you guys all the insights that I, of course, learned or experiences that I've been through to be able to guide you guys for your future. One of the topics that my audience actually wanted me to, of course, talk about is investments. One of the things I always want to tell you guys when it pertains to investments is understanding, are you going short-term or long-term? Meaning 12 months or more, 5 years or more. This is very important based on your age. If you're 30 years old, are you looking for a project to invest into long term, or are you trying to just make money, let's say monthly, passively, or you're just trying to make money here and there, so you're swinging around, maybe every 2 weeks. You know, it's very important to understand short term or long term. Number two, what asset class should you invest into? Real estate, stocks, cryptocurrency, entrepreneurship. And if you invest into hypothetically real estate, what part of real estate are you doing? Wholesaling, buy and hold? Are you flipping? Are you going to be a realtor? Because it's important to have a clear vision when you're investing. Next thing I want to talk about is risk. A lot of people always ask me this question when you're investing into anything, what should I invest? The proper answer to that question is this: you answer what you invest what you're comfortable losing. If you know you're comfortable losing, I don't know, $10,000, that's what you invest. Because at the end of the day, the goal is not to lose the money, but it's to understand there is a chance of you losing that initial investment. And if you're, of course, that individual that's uncomfortable, you shouldn't invest that type of money. You should maybe invest into smaller dollars, maybe $1,000, $5,000, and grow yourself financially where you need to be. Because again, a lot of us were risk adverse. We don't like risk, but again, we want the reward. Without any risk, there won't be any reward. It's important to understand that's how life works. Number four is, of course, if you're investing into anything, it's always to understand your return on investment, your ROI. If you invest into a project, hypothetically, and you're leveraged by a bank, okay, you got a bank loan, whatever the case may be, and the bank interest rate is currently, let's say, 4%. You cannot go get a project that's making you 4% because that means you're breaking even. It's important as an investor, we're always talking about cap rates, we're always talking about return on investments, because we need to understand what interest are we making on that project, especially if we're going long term or short term, because it has to make financial sense. And remember, people, numbers don't lie. So you never just jump into a project. Hypothetically, you hear a person say, "Oh, I'm just gonna make an example, okay? Oh, you know what? You should invest $10,000. You're gonna make 10,000 on your 10,000. So I'm gonna make 100% return. How is that even possible? What am I investing into?" These are questions I would be asking. Who is the person that's giving me this advice? That's the source. Where's that person in life? Have that person invested? You know, it's very important to ask yourself as much questions as you need to ask, especially when you're investing, because this is your hard working money and you don't want to lose it. Number five is understanding that you need a partner sometimes to hedge against your initial investment. The reality is, if you invested, let's say, $100,000 into a project, and your partner invested 50,000 of that 100, what's good about it is they take 50% of the gains and 50% of the losses. So at the end of the day, that's a great way to hedge a bit against your investment. A lot of us have this mindset we want to do everything ourselves. You got to realize that you can only go so far. So if you're going to be investing, the five top things to think about: are you going long term or short term? Two, what asset are you investing into? Real estate, stocks, cryptocurrency, entrepreneurship. It's important to understand these type of things. The risk level, it's important to understand how comfortable are you at risk. How much risk is in the project? Hypothetically, three different projects is giving you 7% interest. Which one do you invest into? The answer to that question would be simply this: whichever one has the least amount of risk. So risk is very important when we talk about investing, okay? Number four, I always talked about, of course, is return on investment. Think about your ROI, okay? Does your ROI fit the criteria that you're looking for? I like to have, of course, ROIs of at least, 8 to at least 14%. Again, I do different types of investments when it pertains to the stock market, real estate. I have crypto, which I know is more of a risky investment, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm young, I'm very comfortable with that. I also have different investments in a lot of different other things, but it's important to understand, make yourself comfortable, ask yourself a lot of questions, do your due diligence before you invest into anything, because anything may sound good until you have done your numbers. Do your numbers, ask yourself some questions. Does it make sense? What's the return on investment? What type of risk is there? Are you comfortable with the long-term play of this particular investment, or is it a short-term play? And who are you, of course, investing with if you're going to be having a partner? Mentourme.com. It's your boy Bobby from Mentourme. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody that likes, share. People, don't forget, of course, January 26th, live and at my office. I'm teaching you guys from 1 to 3 p.m. how to invest into commercial real estate. This is your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mentor Me.